What's going on everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be exploiting Active Directory on TryHackMe. 99% of corporate networks run off AD, but can you exploit a vulnerable domain controller? Let's begin. We're going to deploy the machine, set up the lab. We're going to be enumerating users via Kerberos, abusing it, back to the basics, some more enumeration. We're going to be elevating privileges within the domain, and we're going to submit some flags. First, unless you're using the attack box in the room, you should set up OpenVPN. I don't have it, already have it running. Complete. Alternatively, you can deploy in browser calling attack box. Connect. Okay. Okay. So setup. We're gonna be installing in-packet. If you're on the attack box, you should already have it running. I'm just gonna check what version of Python I got. Okay, I got. Okay, so we're gonna git clone in-packet. After the repo is cloned, you will have to install requirements with this command, and then you're gonna set up install with this command. So if you're still having issues, you can follow the script and see if it works. I already got in-packet installed, so I won't be going through it, but you can just copy the script and run it. Installing Bloodhound and Neo4j. In this one you won't actually be using it, but either way, install it. So complete, install in-packet Bloodhound and Neo4j. Let's continue. Welcome dear user, thank you for doing my first tool. Okay, I'm not gonna read it. Enumeration, basic enumeration, start off with an nmap scan. So let's start off with an nmap scan. I'm gonna do T4. First, make sure I'm gonna add it to the etc host, so I will make it a little easier for me. Add the IP, call it Attacktive.hm, save it. Okay. Okay. Enumeration. Nmap is relatively complex. Okay, I'm not gonna read it. Okay. Notes: flags for each user account are available for submission. You can retrieve the flags for user accounts via RDP. Note: the login prompt is fookiesec.local. User at the Windows login prompt and administrator via either win or run. Okay, so what will allow us to enumerate port 139 and 445 SMB? We're usually using enum for Linux, so let's do enum for Linux -h. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we'll use -a to do simple enumeration. Okay. What is the NetBIOS name of the machine? We'll answer to get the results. What invalid TLD do people commonly use for the Active Directory domain? Spoiler, the full AD domain is spookiesec. Oh, they usually use .local. Okay, let's see what is the NetBIOS name. Okay. Introduction. Let's see if we first how long for the scan. Okay, like then 40 minutes left. Let's maybe scan like 10,000 ports instead of 65,000. Yeah, a little better. Okay, so a whole host of other services are running, including Kerberos, key authentication service within Active Directory. With this port open, we can use a tool called Kerboot to brute force discovery of users, passwords, and even password spray. Several users have informed me that the latest version of Kerboot does not contain user enum flag. Kerboot, in that case, with the version you have selected, try other version. Enumeration for this box, a modified user list and password list will be used to cut down the time of enumeration of users and password hash cracking. It's not recommended to brute force credentials due to account local policies that we cannot enumerate on the domain controller. Okay, so let's get the list. And get the password list. Okay. Okay, we already enumerated some users. We got administrator, guest, default account, all the default ones. What command we think your bot will allow us to enumerate valid usernames? So I already got Kerberos installed. Actually, don't remember where I got it. Okay, I got it right here. Okay, so I think they want you to install it from here. So once you go onto GitHub, you could just download the zip or git clone or GitHub repo clone Kerboot. Already got it installed, so we're gonna do Kerboot -h and see how we use this thing. Okay, so what command do we think Kerboot will allow us to enumerate valid usernames? So we're gonna use user enum. What notable account is discovered, it should jump at you. So let's use Kerboot user enum on attacktive.thm. No domain specified. Okay, we should also use the domain. The domain is spookysec.local. Let's check how we use this thing on GitHub. Kerboot user enum -d and the domain and the username. Okay, username.txt. So -d spookysec.local, and we're gonna use the user list. Okay, user list. Couldn't find any KDCs. Also add to the ATC hosts, we should add spookysec.local to the IP. 10.10.64.18. Let's see if it works when we also have Attacktive. Okay, it does work. SDC and add Attacktive.thm. Apparently it's the domain controller. So now we're finally running Kerboot. We found some valid usernames and I'm gonna save it. It's not finished yet, so I'm gonna wait. Also we'll save the enum for Linux output. It didn't finish either, but we do have quite a bit of information. Okay, it didn't finish yet, so let's wait. Okay, it didn't finish yet, so I'm not gonna edit yet. What notable account is discovered? This should jump at you. You got James, SVC admin, James Sobino Darkstar, administrator. So the one that stands out is SVC admin. What is the other notable account discovered? This should jump at you. We have backup. Okay, so that's it. I will save it for now. Okay, abusing Kerberos. Introduction. After the enumeration of user accounts is finished, we can attempt to abuse features within Kerberos within an attack method called swap hosting. Occurs when a user account has the privilege does not require pre-authentication set. This means that the account does not need to provide valid identification before requesting a Kerberos ticket on the specified user account. So, retrieving Kerberos tickets in Packet has a tool called getNPUsers.py, located in Packet example getNPUsers.py, that will allow us to query ASRP roastable accounts from the key distribution center. The only thing that's necessary to query accounts is a valid set of usernames, which we enumerated previously via Kerboot. Remember, in Packet may also need to use a Python version bigger than 3.7. In the attack box, you can do this by running the command python 3.9 get np users. So we have two user accounts that we could potentially query a ticket from. Which user account can you query a ticket from with no password? So let's try running in Packet. First, let's see, I actually got it. Okay, we got in Packet. I'll ask ChatGPT to generate me a command to filter out the usernames. So I'm gonna create a new filtered. I'm gonna call it new users.txt. Okay, we got the usernames. Now I'm gonna use np users and specify the user list. Password? Why do we need a password? Okay, first let's see what else should we specify. Okay, we should use, I just checked, we should use -dc IP Attacktive .thm minus dc first, yeah, minus users file, new users, and the domain spookysec.local. Okay. Okay, so we have two user accounts that we could potentially call a ticket from. Which user account can you call a ticket from with no password? So the user is svcadmin. Looking at the hashcat examples wiki page, what type of Kerberos hash did we retrieve from KDC? So let's check it out on the hashcat website. Okay, so I'm gonna find it. Okay, so we should go to this URL and search for the hash that we got. First let's save, let's call it svc, svc admin.txt. Now on the hashcat examples website, I'm gonna search for the hash, and the number is 18,000. No, this is the mode. So looking at the hashcat examples wiki page, what type of Kerberos hash did we retrieve from the KDC? So the hash is this type. Okay, so now crack the hash with the password list provided. And what is the user's account password? So let's do hashcat -m18 and on svcadmin. I forgot we should use the password list. And we got the password, management 2005. So let's do, we can rmrf the svcadmin and now call it svcadmin creds.txt. And we got the credentials. So let's save it. What is the password? Okay, so now enumeration with a user's account credentials. Now we have significantly more access within the domain. We can now attempt to enumerate any shares that the domain controller may be giving out. What utility can we map out remote SMB shares? Let's see. Main SMB client will tell you a bit about the tool. So the tool is SMB client. Which option will list shares? Okay, so which option will list shares? How many remote shares is the server listing? Let's do SMB client minus L on Attacktive. Can do no pass. Okay, so check the syntax again. We should be using -l and -u. I'm gonna specify the domain and specify the user svc admin percent and the password, and it should work. No, it does not work. Why doesn't it work? Okay, you should also mention the IP, and now it should work. Okay, we got the shares. How many remote shares is the server listing? 6. There's one particular share that we have access to that contains a text file. The one we have access to, I don't know which one, but let's try backup because it doesn't have the dollar sign. So how do we list the share? Okay, we should use okay, so I'm gonna try it this way. The username is svcadmin and the password management 2005. Let's try connecting. Okay, so got access to the SMB share, got some backup credentials. Okay, so I'm copying the file to the desktop. Okay, now I got the credentials. I'll move them. MV backup to THM Attacktive. We'll go to base 64 and decode it real quick. And we have the credentials to the backup account. I'll call save it backup account creds. Save it. Okay, so there is one particular share that we have access to that contains a text file, whichever it is. Backup. What is the content of the file? Decoding the contents. What is the full contents? Just otherwise backup credentials and cat backup account creds. Okay, let's continue. Elevating privileges within the domain. Okay, now that we have new user account credentials, we may have more privileges on the system than before. The username of the account backup gets us thinking, what is the backup account to? Well, it's the backup account for the domain controller. This account has unique permission that allows all Active Directory changes to be synced with this user account. This includes password hashes. Knowing this, we can use another tool within a packet called secretsdump.py. This will allow us to retrieve all of the password hashes that this user account that is synced with the domain controller has to offer. Exploiting this will effectively have full control over the AD domain. Then what method allows us to dump ntds.dit. Okay, so we should read the secret dump output. To do this we can use secret dump.py. So let's go to cd opt in packet. Let's go to examples and let's see if we got. Okay, I can see secrets dump. Let's use okay, so the way we should use it, let's try domain on the user backup with the password backup at target name or address at Attacktive. Let's try it out. Okay, so it didn't work, but I can see ntds.dit. What method allows us to dump ntds.dit? The method is, this is the method. What is the administrator NTLM hash? I couldn't dump it, so let's see what am I missing. So I'm gonna try this one. Okay, so please make sure you use sudo, because if you don't use it with elevated privileges it won't work. So finally dumped all the hashes, and I'm gonna save it real quick. Then we really got everything. Okay, so what is the administrator NTLM hash? Let's see what is the hash. NTLM. Okay, let's see if we can crack it real quick with crack station. Or we can use the journal hashcat. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so what method of attack can allow us to authenticate as the user without the password? We can do pass the hash. Using a tool called eval-winrm, what option will allow us to use a hash? So let's do eval-winrm -h. Could do -big H. Okay, so flag submission panel, submitting the flags for each user account can be located for each user's desktop. So we could use eval-winrm. Okay, so using winrm, we successfully authenticated as the administrator account using the NTLM hash. So let's find the dir okay, we got the flag. I don't know. Okay, we got the admin flag. Now we could do the same with the rest of the users. You could also use RDP, it doesn't really matter. You could okay, and we get the user flag for the SVC admin, and let's do the same but for the backup user. Now we logged into the domain controller and backup using FreeRDP, and we got the last flag. We could also access the server manager. Okay, so here's the last flag. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Let me know what other videos you want me to see. Let me know what you think about this video, and see you in the next one.